Hey there, Corbin. In this video, I'm going to show you the 3 things that you can do today to help bring in more customers to your business. My name is Seleni McGregor, and I just work with business owners across the state of Utah. I'm actually up in Utah County myself, so just a little further north from you guys. But I put together this quick custom video for you about your online presence and specifically how you stack up against your competition. So at this point, I'm sure that you're most likely sitting there asking yourself, why would she be doing this and what's the catch here? Well, that is a fair question. What I have found is just that most local business owners are too busy actually running their business. They're swamped with payroll, they are helping customers, answering questions, honestly just dealing with employees and staying on top of jobs that many times learning how to leverage the internet to benefit their company just gets buried underneath all of the other to-dos. And let's be real, half the time the only reason they haven't hired somebody yet is because they don't know who to trust or know who is truly an expert. So that is exactly why I make videos like this. I have found that by giving people an easy, free attack plan of things that they can actually do to impact their business for free, it has resulted in some of those local business owners still raising their hands and saying, hey, I like you, Seleni, can you please just handle this for me? So if by the end of this video you've liked what you've heard and you can see that I've got a lot of tricks up my sleeve that can help your business, then shoot me a message back and we can chat. Or if at the end of this video, you simply want to take this free attack plan that I gave to you and do it yourself, then that totally works for me too. Now let's cover the 3 things that will set Clearview pool services above your competition. First will be content, second, citations, and third, backlinks. So first up is content. Since Google isn't a human, it doesn't just know what you need or know what you do. It has to be told through your content. So content is basically anything here that you can see on your homepage that is highlighted. So this can be text, it can be pictures, what your pictures are saved as, what's behind the pictures, all of that can be considered content. Now to give you an example of this, let's go ahead and run up here, for instance, to this image that you've got here. So let me unhighlight that. If I want to go ahead and just do a right click, I can do save image as, and I can see what you've got your image saved as here. So as you can see, nothing specific there. This would be a great way to be able to leverage high volume keywords by including those here in your detailed image descriptions. Again, all of these things that I talked about are things that the Google bots can read and basically get an idea of what is this business, what services are they offering, what areas are they targeting, and all of those things are going to position you in the search rankings. So the goal is having unique and authoritative content, and you need to be able to have enough of it to add in the right keywords and key phrases that people are going to be searching for in Google in order for someone to find the services that you offer. So when I pulled your content here from your home page and threw it into my tool here, I can see your home page is sitting around 448 words here on your home page. Again, most business owners know that they need content, but what they don't know is that in order to rank number 1 on Google for pool companies, the average content count is 1,500 to 2,400 words on your homepage. Again, sitting at 448, there's some improvement that can be done there, especially with being able to add in the right keywords and key phrases that your ideal customers are actually searching for. Now, we're going to hurry and pivot here, and we're actually going to jump over here into one of my tools. This tool here is called Ahrefs. It's a really cool tool. It typically costs a couple $100s a month if you guys are interested to go get that for yourself. But it essentially gives me behind the scene details that Google is looking at when it comes to ranking a site. And I can get a really good idea of what is working well for you and for your competition. So I actually have your competitor pulled up here. This is Cutting Edge Pools. Actually got them here as well. These guys are currently ranking in my search tonight of number 1 in St. George for one of the keywords that I had plugged in. So I actually wanted to go ahead and show you comparatively to them in my tool here. Right off the bat, we can see an overview of how they're doing. I can see how many keywords their website is being found for and roughly how much traffic is being driven to their website every single month. Now we're actually going to spend some time and dive in specifically to these keywords. We're going to be able to see the exact keywords that they are ranking for and what your customers are searching for every month. So let's actually, I'm going to go ahead and type in St. George here just so that it kind of highlights these. So you can see here, we're going to pay attention a little bit to the position column here and the volume column, and then of course the keywords. So the keyword that I had plugged in to Google was Pool Builders St. George, Utah. They're ranking right here. It shows number 2. Google does change positionings often right now. Tonight, again, like I said, they're showing number 1. However, this key term, Pool Builder St. George, Utah, is being searched 70 times every single month. Now, again, every single key term can pull in different volume. And so just depending on what other key terms they're using, I'm not seeing other specific ones on this website that would be great for being able to pull in additional volume. But I did do another search within the tool just to give you an idea of what other type of volume is around the St. George area. Again, sorry, let me hurry and grab which one that was. That was Pool Builders, St. George, Utah. So this one right here is the one that they were ranking for. But you've also got St. George Pool Builders also being searched 70 times per month. Pool Builders in St. George, Utah being searched 40 times per month. St. George, Utah Pool Builders 40 times per month. St. George Pool Builders 10 times per month. As you can see, just in pool building alone, you've got a lot of people searching for those different pool services regarding building. So what would that do for your company, even having all of that traffic, or even just a percentage of that? What would happen to your business if you were getting that? Now, we're actually going to use the same tool. We're going to jump on over. We've got your URL plugged in here. We can see the exact same overview. I can see how many keywords your website is being found for with Google and roughly how much traffic is being pulled in. Obviously, with both of them being 0, there's no reason to jump into them. I really don't have metrics to show you that way. But just a really interesting plug to see, like, first thing to do, increasing your content count here so that you can have enough authoritative content to be able to use those right keywords in your content for you to be able to get found for the services that your customers are searching for. Okay, we're going to pivot a little bit here. We're actually going to jump over here into Google. I did take that top key term here, Pool Builders, St. George, Utah, and plug that in. First thing that we see here, of course, is the ads section. Now, here's the thing about ads. Ads can work, but they can also be a money pit if your foundation or your website isn't dialed in, or if like customers are using an ad blocker. So just be careful to not burn through your money with Google Ads until you know for sure that your site is going to convert. So we're actually going to jump down here though, below the ad section. We're going to go to this coveted map section. This area has a lot to do with the second important thing that we're going to talk about, which is citations. So you're probably asking yourself, well, what is a citation? Why do they matter? And great questions. So this is called the Google Map Pack. I'm sure you've seen this. You've probably used this section and possibly even thought to yourself, how in the world can I get my business up on here? And that's a great question. And that is about what I'm going to show you. So to get yourself to the top 3 spots, the number one thing that Google looks at is a thing called citations. So what is a citation? Well, super simple. It is just your business name, address, and phone number listed on as many online directories like this. Again, having citations helps Google to be able to verify your business. Then they give relevance to your local business and help push you to the top. So again, to get to the top spots here, you need to increase your citation game. When you get more citations than your competitors over here, especially from authoritative and industry-specific websites, your credibility boosts, you gain more trust from Google, and therefore it pushes you above your competition. So you might be asking yourself, okay, great, but how do I actually do that? Well, there are paid tools like WhiteSpark or Bright Local that'll tell us exactly what directories your competition is listed on, and then we can go match those directories. But we don't want to just match them, we want to dominate them. What we've seen is with most companies that are ranking at the top for swimming pools, we usually see them around 200 citations. So if you're pushed down below that, you might, on like second or third page, you might only have 10, 20, 30 citations. So we not only need to go get those to match them, but then we need to beat them online. Now, let's talk about the last thing that I want to go over with you today, which is backlinks, or often called link juice. This third pillar really helps you dominate here on Google. So again, when we searched Pool Builder St. George, Utah, and we scroll down past the map pack, we get to this section. This is the organics listing section down here. So you can see that your site is not ranked number 1, number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, anywhere here on the first page of Google. Now, of course, this is where we want to be because Google statistics have shown that the top 3 businesses here on Google get 75% of the clicks, meaning that most of your potential customers are choosing one of these first 3 results and are never making it down to your listing. So in order to get here, you need to beat out your competition in every aspect. You need authority. So how do you get authority? Well, this is where the backlinks come into play. So simply put, a backlink is when one website links to another website online. The easiest way to think about link juice or backlinks is thinking about it like a popularity contest back in high school. You want the coolest, most popular kid to be recommending you. So in this popularity contest, the kid with the most popular relevant link juice and authority wins. And I do say relevant because not all backlinks are created equal. So you guys are swimming pool builders, right? Well, you wouldn't want to have a backlink from an ice cream shop linking back to you because you don't make ice cream. Although that would be tasty, the backlink would be kind of useless to you. But if you had a backlink from a local blog or specific site linking back to you, that would be much more effective. So again, let's jump over here into my tool, Ahrefs. I can see right here that you've got one backlink pointing back to your website. It's not bad. It's more than 0 for sure, but it is not dominant. Looking over here at your competitors, they've got, let's jump back into their overview. They've got 199 backlinks being pointed back to them, and some from very strong relevant sources. So again, how do we get these? Well, here with Ahrefs, we can see the exact sites that they are listed on, and we can go out and get those exact sites, if not more, or better, higher quality ones, and be able to beat them out. Again, this is very beatable with time. Getting you to the top of Google here, it is not magic. It's just a tried and true method. And I have shown you that exact method here today. So again, the 3 things that you can do today to grow your online presence is first, focusing on your content here. Getting your homepage to at least 1,500 words using those right keywords and phrases that people are actually searching for in your area. Second, citations. Helping get your business name, address, and phone number listed on as many online directories to beat out your competition. And third, backlinks, just making sure that you get more relevant quality sites pointing back to you to show Google that you are the authority. If you implement these strategies today, you can be #1 across Google. Now, I know how tough the market is, and I know how dependent small businesses are on third-party companies like Angie's List. I also know how painful it is to pay for leads that are shared amongst your competitors. What I have shown you today gives you control over your leads, and it gives you an actionable plan, having clients come straight to your door without a broker in between. So I'm sure at this point you're wondering, okay, well, what now? Well, you really have a few options. If you feel like you cannot handle any more clients every single month, that is absolutely fair. If you could just send me a quick note telling me that you watched the video, tell me your thoughts about it. I'd really appreciate your feedback. On the other hand, if you are ready to grow, you can take this blueprint and implement these 3 strategies on your very own today. I gave you the exact formula that businesses pay tons of dollars to have, and it is all yours to help your company. Now, if you found this information valuable, and if you are one of those business owners to still raise their hands for the most effective route, just go ahead and respond to my email. We'll set up a time to chat. Once again, my name is Seleni, and I look forward to your email. Have a great day.